going live. We're going live. The fan going. Gonna have the amazing community that's gonna come in. Some incredible news, guys. Not in the news, just some incredible researching. I was able to come up with some interesting things. And as a lot of us know and think ourselves that there are other objects around the moon, other than around Earth, other than the moon. I had a bad eye today, by the way. I'm going to try to stick around as long as I can. Well, I always say that we usually make it through the 2 hours, but been having a problem with my eye. So asteroids around Earth, there's now a new deflection mission that China is going to be doing. Japan or something was supposed to be on one, right? And then they switched that over to the US, the Apophis or something like that, the asteroid. Some interesting information, some problems with the 5G that they're trying to use the 12 band with the 5G, and they're worried about it going to cause problems with people's connections. We won't have our friends from Brazil here. Hi, everyone. Earthball Studios, hello to you. Thanks a lot for coming in. Lisa, hello, Lisa. We have Attila, Ada, thank you very much. Good evening to you. Thanks for coming in, you guys, and everywhere you are and whatever country you are. Red Foreman, how's it going? So, yeah, asteroid missions, deflection of an asteroid by making a massive, I assume from what I'm understanding, massive explosions as these asteroids are coming towards Earth to try to deviate them, to cause a deviation about them. You know, everybody knows about orbiting objects, but there are different orbits, and some of the orbits that these asteroids are in, guys, I'm so excited. I am definitely the only one that's going to be excited, but I understood something. Some asteroids are around Earth, we'll never see. Sometimes it's always the same person that's going to see it. Hey, Lisa, Brian's in the house too. Thanks, you guys. There's some asteroids that we can't see. You know how a lot of you, sometimes you come and you say, Bruce, they're seeing large things beside the sun. Aren't you seeing anything? Can you see anything that's on the sun? And no, I can't always see something on the sun, depending on if it's in geostationary orbit. There's geosynchronous orbits. There's exchange orbits. You know, there's orbits in low Earth, depending on, and all these objects have different librations. If you don't know what libration is, they talk about it on the moon. The reason where that terminator line, and the reason why everything is lying down, it gives us an optical illusion that things are lying down, depending on the degree of the libration. Degree, we're going to see things differently. If things are beside the moon, like an asteroid, which there are, they're talking about co-orbiting companions around Earth that were found in 2020. And 2020 is definitely the year where I've seen some large objects beside the sun. So I've seen also objects beside the moon, even objects hitting the moon. So when there's an alignment like we just had, and we won't be having another alignment like we just had till 2040, many years away from now, in 20 years, about 18 years. And those objects sometimes are hidden. They're in different orbits. If there's that asteroid that's coming, the Apophis and the other one, Apophis, all these asteroids that are going to come, there's two of them towards Earth, 2026 in September and further on. There's another one coming. Nobody knows or is talking about the danger of Earth. Everyone's talking about the dangers of Earth and the moon, but there are other objects co-orbiting Earth with us that have been here since 2020, 40 meters wide, one of them. So that's big enough to cause a hell of a stink or a commotion. If the asteroid is supposed to be coming to skim Earth, well, obviously the asteroid coming is going to smack into the co-orbiting companions around Earth, for sure, or can change their trajectories. So they say that the objects that are right now beside Earth, which is 202 PNI, is supposed to be there since 2020. And they say that they're temporarily there. Why? Well, do you remember in 2020, even in 2019, the mention of the three stationary objects in geostationary orbit, I think, in low Earth orbit around Earth? And those objects were captured. And from time to time, I believe that we could see them going across the moon or even across the sky. And that's, leading me to understand a bit more why they're talking about there's a lot of danger of something to seriously hit Earth. We have in our mind that we have Earth, the moon, and then we have, going up Mars and all these other. Well, between those and probably around even the other planets, if there are other moons or obviously many asteroids that are there, that like probably most of the planets, what are the dangers of those objects being hit by asteroids? Well, there's a hell of a lot of danger. It could mean the end, or it could mean some very hard times ahead, some dangers, some meteor showers. How long would meteors rain down on Earth if a 40-meter asteroid exploded? Would it or would it not? I don't know. Lisa's here. Stephen A. Nix Mayhem. Thanks, you guys. Yes, good to see you for sure. Hey, adios. It's going good, man. Adios. J'ai envoyé, moi, toi, j'ai envoyé un petit membre de famille aller voir à Vallée dans ma malle. Puis apparemment, j'ai reçu quelque chose de Montréal. C'est de toi, pour confirmer que je l'ai eu. Je m'en vais chercher soit après-midi ou avant le stream pour samedi. Comme ça, je vais faire l'unboxing ou l'opening. Puis il va pouvoir voir qu'est-ce que tu m'as envoyé. Mais, membre de famille, merci en passant pour avoir ramassé ça avec ma double clé, parce que je vois à peu près une fois par 2-3 semaines. Fait que tu m'avais mentionné jeudi. Fait que jeudi, hier, j'ai envoyé un membre de famille. Puis, comme tu as dit, le colis est rentré. Quand même un bon package. Fait qu'on va voir c'est quoi qu'il y a à l'intérieur. Je vais pouvoir le mentionner samedi au stream en français. Et dépendamment quand je vais. So, yes, merci. Thanks, guys. Pink Dude's in the house. Stephen A says, I'm looking at getting yeah, man. And Maksudov, awesome. Cosgrain telescope soon. That's pretty awesome. And hey, Brian Carpenter. And also, share your findings. This is the community where we can talk about those things. Perfect place. People are seeing things with the telescopes. Telescopes of all sizes have some many incredible captures. I've caught some nice things with smaller telescopes too, smaller than the 14. Nick, thanks a lot, man, for being here, you guys. All of you. Minky Pinky is in the house. How's it going, my friend? Bonjour. Minky Pinky, merci. So interested in what's going on up there. Yeah, you're, especially you, Stephen A. You're one of the ones that like my the community here. There's some of us that are really into. A lot of you know exactly what's whizzing around. You know all the asteroids, and you know what's coming, what went by, and yeah, there's a lot out there. I think that they're not telling us. And having a companion around Earth and the Moon. Between Earth and the Moon, there's definitely something there. It could be on the other side. So I was thinking, imagine you're on the moon. You're looking from Big-Headed Martian. Hello to you. Thanks. Craig, 1971's in the house. Thank you. Nice to see you. Thanks so much, Darla, for welcoming everyone. I always asked Darla to share some channels. Now I'm telling her, like today, poor Darla gets directives and emails from me all the time. Be careful with the sharing. Now we're going to limit ourselves to the family for sure, because lots are going on. And people have to stop blaming Darla for things. We lost Tony Brooks, unfortunately. I was really, really upset. I got a message, very rude message, I guess, from Tony Brooks in the community saying, I can't believe what you said at the live stream. I was so mad. With your 6th grade education and master's degree. And I never knew what happened. It's a person that declared having been an astronomy professor that is very either upset, jealous, or something about it. So maybe he was offended about me saying that I was disagreeing with the KKK. I just don't think it's a very good group to have around town. I think it's a group that should have been abolished a long time ago. We're all talking about supremacy. Well, hello. Anyways, long story short. Also, Bruce, I think our moon in the Earth atmosphere. Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, Earth's atmosphere, the oxygen, the furthest point of oxygen that extends around Earth and the far extremities of Earth's atmosphere, they call it the geocorona. As I play my eyes, forgive me. They call it the geocorona. And the geocorona, just recently they've been talking about it. says that the oxygen around Earth extends over 100,000, miles, kilometers or miles, but I think it's miles, very far, thousands of, you know, miles away from the moon. So the moon is definitely in Earth's atmosphere. You look at the moon, you see the oscillation around it, you see that there's wind, you see that there's atmosphere, it's billowing. And what most people say is, well, it's the heat here on Earth that's rising up, causing distortion between Earth and the moon. The problem is there's some truth to that. So we often, and I say we, not us, but the people that fight about that, they're fighting about the same silly thing. One person is saying a bit of truth, and the other person is saying a bit of truth, but not one end wants to bend on what they're thinking on either way. People have told me, Bruce, sometimes the moon could be empty and there could be no one there. And what we're seeing is a phenomena that's being caused by magnetism, and because of in the universe and the planets and the alignments and everything. And I say, yeah, of course, but we're still seeing objects leaving, DARPA. Hey, DARPA. That's another thing that I had to stop talking about DARPA. I guess they don't like us talking about DARPA. It's something that everyone should be talking about. DARPA has very strange and yet exciting and incredible projects and things that they're doing. DARPA was on, is part of the, I'm going to be very careful when I say this, DARPA, they wanted to implicate into fact checking. DARPA develops artificial intelligent programs and artificial intelligent minds. Basically, that's what they're doing there. And they're trying to find a program to be able to detect when people are talking between the lines, like you and I saying, hey, let's go, Brandon. Well, then there'd be a program online where somebody would take that comment down because they know absolutely that Brandon had to do with Biden. That's something that I don't really want to see. Where is, I just had it a second ago. I showed it the last stream. Oh, there, it's right here on me. Duh. Listen, I have to say thank you when I get beautiful mail and emails back from people, or not email, sorry, for mail here in Valleyfield for sure. And it's too small for me, and I still tried it on. I should have given a picture about it, but it'll be a nice shirt for Kazoo. I just want to say thank you to Julie Stats and the Stats YouTube channel and Gate Smasher, oorah, the Bacon Man, for these beautiful gifts. They're lots of things that are either building or buying a new house or moving around, so they're between campsites, and these people are taking a couple of weeks vacation, I guess, sort of, you can call it that. But she thinks of me and a lot of her friends a lot, and it was very nice of her, a beautiful gesture, because I didn't even mention it, but I wanted some of them. I got a couple of I did that Biden stickers, which I actually got on my microphone here. See, it's all Biden's fault. Thought it was pretty cool. And again, I'm cutting out my beautiful NASA sticker. And the reason why I'm going to put this on my telescope is not because I work for NASA. Never will, even if they ask me, because they're my competitors now. That's how I see it. So that, the beautiful Space Force stickers that she gave me also. And it's just incredible, the support, and all because you guys just love the research and the channel. I thank you all so much for that. Very, very thoughtful, guys. I have Sylvie K went out and got me a coffee warmer. Okay. A coffee warmer so that I can stop with the excuses of getting up and getting out. And I have to really thank her for it. Brand new. So nice, so thoughtful. And I will be using it for sure. Actually, oh, damn. I don't have any coffee here. Let me go get a coffee. Peter Benton, pow. On the way home, how's everyone doing this glorious hot day? Yeah, it is here, hot here finally. Good news, guys. I got the super moon yesterday, the leftover super moon, which was the day after the full moon, and I was able to film it at 97.2%. Wait till you see the Terminator line. Wait till you see the edge of the moon and all the massive high structures and towering objects I was able to see there. Thank you so much, Mr. Benton. Anyone want a coffee? I'm going to grab a coffee. Trust me. We're going to have some interesting conversations. I got 16 pages opened up, and we're going to look at the names of the asteroids and what they're going to do with the mission and how they're going to try to divert the asteroids. I thought it would be really, really cool. And again, there is no one topic of conversation here. You can ask me any questions about it, the research. Hopefully, there are some new people arriving here and they're interested in the research. And I think that's really cool. Stephen A., thanks again, man. Thank you, Mr. Brian Carpenter. My pleasure, brother. Bruce McMahon, thanks, man, again for all the amazing support here, my friend. Bruce, have you changed your camera or settings? No, not at all. But I'm very curious as why some people have asked that. Is it because you've noticed maybe a little bit better quality of the moon? I think there's definitely something up with the atmosphere that the past few days I've been seeing an incredibly clear moon. Yesterday, incredibly clear evening. I was able to get it. The settings either have not been changed at all. And I have not changed my camera, but it's coming. It's coming very, very soon. And we're going to be able to see the moon. I'm very excited. We're going to be able to see the moon in a way where the small, tinier details are going to be able to be seen quite well. And I'm going to have access thousands of more times to be able to zoom up before I change telescopes, before I even touch the fundraiser, is that I'm investing in an expensive camera. The next camera, I'm saving every bloody dime that I have to go get the next thing coming, which I'm having a hard time holding back from talking about, but it will up the quality of the image. Already I have 8K capacity image. I could even say 12K, even though it doesn't exist, but it really does. And depending on the quality, the thing is on YouTube tells you when I tried to upload the 8K video, I got a message, a warning that says your 8K video is not going to show up 8K for people online unless they have 8K monitors or 8K television. And excuse me, when I used to try and post an 8K or even 4K, people were telling me that the videos were blurred. It was hard to see. What I actually did, Mix Mayhem, I'm not going to lie, what I've been doing since the past month and a half, almost 2 months, is the files that I was uploading to YouTube, my moon videos are 20 to 30 gigs. It takes hours for me to upload them. What I did is I compressed in a better format and I put it in the YouTube format in 1080p, quite simply. And when I upload the videos, I've noticed that they look a lot clearer. But again, I have been getting clearer nights these past 2 months. So it maybe has to do something with that too. Leia, how's it going? Bruce, you remember me from 2 years earlier? Attila Ada. Yes, ring a bell, my friend. I told you I saw my family members a huge UFO fly. And oh, yes. For 5 minutes on the highway in Germany. Yes, I do. Got it. Yes, I recognize you. Near in the year 80s. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, that was a pretty exciting story. And I believe you 100%. Some people have the experience of seeing the UFOs, and it wasn't seeing you. Your experience was called, it was a close encounter. It was like with I think the third kind, we would say, first kind, third kind, which means the object was less than like probably 20 meters from you or something. But yeah, I remember you, my friend. Thanks a lot for that incredible Gate Smasher. Hey, thanks, man. And again, thanks for the generous contributions, donations, man, and for being an amazing friend at the same time. Like I said, if you guys don't mind, um, once in a while when you guys are really helpful like that, I do want to send back maybe a little gift or something. But anyways, either way, I know you're not expecting it, and it's not an obligation. It's that I'm sort of liking the sending things. I might start doing it. I'd like to send some people little gifts sometimes. I do it during the year, as you know, more towards Christmas and stuff. But it's always a matter that the freaking money sometimes is, just sending stuff. And I do want to pay for your postage and stuff like that. You guys, I know you're going to refuse it, but I'll sneak it in somehow because I know the postage of what you guys send does cost money depending on what country you all are in. Thanks so much, man. If light can be traveled in on ships, imagine how many are here. Exactly. When we figure it out, where will we go? Well, that's the thing. When people figure it out, that there are all these lights there, I mean, what are we going to do? Are we just going to say, well, are we going to turn to the government, try to find out what they're doing? I don't know if they're going to be admitting any of that for sure. Thanks again, man. And thanks, Julie. Divine Sorcerer, how's it going? Thanks for being here, man. And for all the amazing support over the years, guys. Because it's been that for sure now. It's getting to that time. Lisa, always a pleasure to see you, my dear friend. Hey, Bruce, do you see any other planets when looking at the sun or moon? That's a hell of a good question. Absolutely. One moment, please. Actually, yeah, I like that question. So, anyways, Sylvie, with that coffee warmer, I thought it was amazing. And I got a beautiful letter from her. C'est là, Sylvie, merci beaucoup. I'm going to mention on the French channel. It's just that some people send me things, guys, and they don't see if I got them or not. I really feel bad about that. Beautiful letters. This one's probably from, I think it was Norma. Yeah, exactly, Norma. See, I get some beautiful things and even very beautiful cards and loving messages, and I love you guys for it a lot. I really, really thank you. Never thought that I would ever any point have actually mail coming in. I don't get a lot, but what I get is incredible, and I appreciate it. So, like you said, do you see any planets when looking at the sun and moon? It's not a thing that's continual. We see a lot of objects whizzing by that are large enough that are seen very small in the camera. I do see large objects beside the sun. I have a video, and you know when I got it? 218, and then in 220, that was it. I'm talking about the big ass object. There's one of was Crawlface's favorite. It's a beautiful planet, literally doing a configuration in front of the sun, where you could see it come from far, get close, and then go further away. They're all in different orbits and stuff. Like everything in the solar system is going around the sun. So look at it the way you want. If you're continually looking at the sun, I mean, and come on, honestly, who does it? No one. Not many people are doing it. It's so boring filming the sun for 6 hours. Most of what I catch is nothing. Sometimes it's a waste of time, but I don't find it's a waste of time because in 6 hours of footage, sometimes I get one object going by, which makes sense. If you're filming like them on the cameras that are 24 hours watching the sky, NASA and all those big scopes and whatnot, they see several objects go by every day. It could be anywhere from 3, 20, 30, and they're always seeing objects going by. The objects are not always easy to see. And beside the sun, and again, Lisa, those objects that I've captured going by the sun are maybe objects that are normally there. It's incredible when somebody catches it. And often someone will say, my God, there's some asteroid going by the moon, when it could be an asteroid or moon, Jupiter's moon or whatnot. It could be, I'm looking for the names of some of the moons and stuff. It could be anything that's going by and doing a conjunction, which you'll see an object. But here's the thing. Conjunctions, objects go by like that, slow across the sun. When you're looking at the sun and you see a giant object going by and it's going by really fast, it's scary because it could mean It's always depending on the depth, right? The depth of field. It's depending on the distance. If an object is giant going by the sun and somebody says, holy crap, it's bigger than Earth, the problem is if that object is beside Earth going by, it's not bigger than Earth. It could be a 40-meter object that's showing me a planet-sized view of an object going by the sun. So when I show objects go by the sun that are big, it's really cool. But as for what I say, you'll always hear me saying it. It depends on the distance. Is it close to Earth and it's going across the sun? Like the UFOs that I'm able to capture going around or across the moon, it's because you had that light there in the background and you're catching something going by. If not, if you put your camera up into the sky, it's focused on nothing. It's focused on the depth of the sky. If something goes by, it could be blurry or maybe not even come into focus. I know cameras are good these days, but you never know. Let's talk about the first James Webb Telescope image in color. Yeah. Listen, I'm very saddened. It sort of made me, I felt good when I saw James Webb Telescope with the crappy image that they're showing. And listen, when I say crappy image, I'm upset that they don't show us anything close up. Their goal was to go out millions of friggin' miles or light years out there and then say, look, we're going to give you an image of deep space. So that image that they showed with the James Webb Telescope, I believe, is a center or a part of a very large image where you could see other things going around. They must be finding out which planets are inhabited. And again, don't forget, if UFOs are going to planets, it doesn't mean because they're inhabited necessarily. It could mean because they're mining there, they're actively visiting planets, like a lot of people say about the moon. Maybe it's not inhabited. I definitely think it is. And if not, there would be many visitors there on the surface of the moon. And Lisa, it's not every day, right? Like when I go outside, most of the time when I look at the sun, there's nothing, right? And why? Well, there's certain regions in space, like Grange, right? However you want to pronounce it. I say Lagrange, like the song of ZZ Top song. E1, there's an area in space, and that's where they sent James Webb Telescope, where it's dead. There isn't anything supposed to be in movement very much over there, and it's a very quiet part of the universe. But the problem is, James Webb Telescope, Cam, got hit by 5 meteoroids. And the last one, the fifth one that they mentioned a couple of weeks ago, actually didn't destroy the mirror, but it chipped it. It broke it. There's like, it got hit and it cracked. But they were saying that James Webb was so advanced and that they got the image much clearer than what they initially tried to get it to. And so they say now, because of the accident, what happened, now James Webb is just really good as compared to like super good, right? Imagine them, all that money, sending that out into space, and then push, it gets hit. That is how an alien race would take down the James Webb Telescope or any object in space, because they're smart. Aliens, I believe, are not going to blow any satellites out of the sky. They're going to make them stop working. Quite simply, right? So the objects are still there, but they're not working anymore. If not, it will cause so much debris, I don't think humans can leave Earth because we don't deserve it. And I think we're going to have to learn how to take care of our planet. And when we see World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and the New World Order, well, we know that there's going to be a war before someone that's good and peaceful takes over the planet, if it ever even happens. And I think we can agree that this is something that happens every so many hundreds of years continually. Why are we finding advanced technology buried in the ground? Because in the past, the brain was far more intelligent. There's lots of things that people don't know about the past, What did somebody look like 500 years ago? Nobody knows. Were their eyes closer, nose bigger, head smaller, maybe? You know what I mean? How we don't get the proof. We only get we get illustrations, we get theories, assumptions, myths, stories mixed in with truth, facts, and we don't know what's real out there. They're hiding the past. If something happens, a cataclysmic event, they're going to hide what's left here on Earth. People are going to come down on Earth, and what do you find? I don't know. Everyone's dead, and there's like masks and needles everywhere. I don't know what the hell happened, right? Well, they get rid of those things so people don't find them. So you go down to a planet and you see everyone's dead, and like the archaeologists say, very, very mysterious. Some people died in the caves. Looked like they died while they were sleeping. It's very mysterious. We have no idea what went on in the past. No clue at all. We have many ideas, but we don't know the facts. And the more the smarter somebody is, the more he or she will be confused, because you're going to come up with these incredible theories, and you'll spend your life like I'm doing now. Just somebody mentioned the other day, which is very true. We evolve, right? A belief system. Here's my religious belief, and here's my space belief of aliens, and it's always going like this. It's going up and down. I'm changing ideas. I'm thinking one thing in religion once about God, and whoop, then I hear something about God or the Book of Enoch, and then I change my perception of it. And that's what we do, up and down. And it's awesome. It's a healthy, flowing, theorizing, ball of energy. We're like a crazy sort of hyperball Wikipedia. Information coming out there. We got truth, facts, crazy ideas. Anyways, I think I'm lingering a bit too much on that one. Bruce talks a lot. Burn's in the house. How's it going, Burn? And I'm going to keep up. Zone Parallèle. Allô, mon ami. Allô à toi? Zone Parallèle is in the house. Merci beaucoup, mon ami. Joël Saint-Jean, comment ça va? Salut, ma soeur. James in the house. We have, again, Darla, thanks a lot. James Webb Telescope pics are not it pics. It is a Hubble pics. Check them out. James Webb Telescope pics are not it pics. It is the Hubble pics. Check them out. Oh, listen. Yeah, if that's what you meant, I saw the Hubble pictures, and what they showed of the James Webb looks like a section, literally. I have a beautiful image of the nebulae in Orion, the Great Nebula, and which looks, listen, I was talking with someone in the community yesterday. These objects in space look like they are alive. They look like living organisms. When I looked at the nebulae, it looked like it was alive. So, KM, thanks so much. Grip Ripper, Bobana's in the house. Thanks, you guys. Merci, Darla. Yeah, Zone Parallèle, guys. She's one of the hosts at 96.9 FM, real radio station, and Levy, and not Levi's, Quebec, CJMD. And it's a cool radio station, one of the rare radio stations that talk about paranormal. If you speak French, she's talking about, she has a show called Zone Parallèle. And you can check out the podcast, I believe they call them, and they are really, really cool. Thanks again, Bern. Andrew in the house. What am I supposed to do with these memories of being contacted? I feel like I'm going insane. Yeah, listen, a lot of people were contacted. I believe I was. I've had, spiritual encounters, and you ever doubt yourself? You ever doubt your own self? Like, I'm sitting down sometimes, I'm like, did I really see that? And it's like the brain wants to really find out what's going on. Did I really see something? Spirits exist, guys. My father, after he died, came back and told me things that nobody could have known, and so did my grandfather. Before he died, he was actually at the hospital getting operated on his throat and stuff, and was talking to me and sending me a message. Little 5-6-year-old kid. And that's why, as a basic, I know it's done through frequencies and energy. I know it's silly because there's like, what frequency, what energy? I believe in the frequencies that we're all connected. How are we connected? Right? Likes, similarities. But aside from that, how are we one? It's the frequency. Whether, whether I'm an ass, a bastard, no matter what, somebody is still on a same level of frequency with someone else, and that frequency resonates. And some people can, I believe, feel and see that resonation. That's the only way I can put it, as for a spiritual encounter, because I don't tell people I see ghosts. I'll tell people I've seen a shadow, I've seen maybe a possible, I think the ghosts that we are seeing are not just dead people. I think it's a parallel world where someone, that shadow that's appearing in your room that you see, if it was to see you, would be as afraid of you as you are of it, him, her, she, pronoun, gender, whatever you want to call them. Beth, thank you so much. Picture of Jupiter from James Webb. They said the dark spot next to Europa was a giant shadow. I think it was a big ship. Love you all. Thank you, Beth. I didn't see those images, guys. I saw the James Webb one. I was just a little disappointed. I've got those before. The galaxies, you could see them in long exposure photography. And I know probably most of you have not seen my deep space images. They look just like any NASA image of space, which I was surprised because I thought that they even lied about that. But some of the space images that you see, it's not hard to go. It's guys, it's lights on a black background. You could add stars, planets, exoplanets. You can put them in. You can take them out. You could do anything you want. And maybe there's 2 or 3 little stars there that they want to hide. Well, they can take them out. They can move them around too. I'm not saying they're doing that, right? I could do that too. Anyone can fake something, but I'm not too impressed by their images. Really not impressed by their images. I wanted them to show me the star close up so we could see the debris around the stars, or we could see. Listen, I'm going to be doing at one point with Saturn myself. If NASA doesn't hurry up to show people what's out there, at one point, amateur astronomers from now to 2026 will be looking at Saturn and the rings of Saturn. And, I'm not saying I can see the diamonds raining down on Saturn or Venus or wherever it does, but at one point we will get a lot closer. And when I up the camera, there'll be a big difference there too. Beth, thanks again so much. Yes, sir, Aliao, c'est arrivé, puis je te remercie beaucoup. Merci encore. Zone parallèle. Lisa, I'm skeptical because James Webb was hit multiple times by meteors. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that before the image release. See, that's the thing. It disaligned. It disaligned those mirrors. 18 mirrors or whatever. How many mirrors? They all aligned it. So you have a bunch of stars all over the place. And slowly what they do, it's all the same star that you're seeing. When James Webb went out there, all the mirrors were looking at the same star all over, and they aligned it so that the star went down to one fine point and with just one star, and then they see that nice cross and light around the star. But why the hell aren't they adjusting the light? I think they need some of my help to understand exposure, maybe to bring the lights dim down. You know what would have been an amazing image? That they grabbed the exposure and they dragged it all down. Then we would have seen hundreds and thousands of more objects show up and everything. No, instead they show that big ass star there. Ooh, so nice. I've invested billions of dollars, and look what they showed me. Yes, they showed me. And don't forget, James Webb Telescope, when they talked about it, they said, ladies and gentlemen, we just found out that the universe is filled with stars. James Webb image. Every channel that talks about it, million views, million views, million views, million views, million views. It's a little funny. It really makes me laugh, actually. But that's how it is. Mark, thanks again for being here, brother. So much to tell you, but for now, hugs and love, brother. Was thinking of you with the full moon. Thanks, Mark. Hey, Mark, I got an incredible full semi-full moon. It was at 97.2%. I was able to get it last night, and at 1:30 at 2 a.m. it went over the house. Very humid night. I stayed out till 4:30 a.m. this morning, and I slept for 3 hours, and then I got up, thankfully, because of a phone call of a family member. It's a good thing I did, because I would have been burnt probably if I would have gotten up around 12. And I got some incredible images, guys. Not images, video, live video of the supermoon that's just to say 2 point some percent smaller, 97.2 in all. And it's going to make an amazing video. And that's when I'm going to get up. I'm going to start it right after the stream here and get some really good videos up for sure. Thanks, Mark. Greetings. Whoop, it keeps disappearing. Come on. Ooh, things are really screwed up here. Yeah, Darla posted some funny community posts. She always does that too. You guys can check out Darla's channel too. She's always sharing everyone's channel. Check out her channel. She has a channel too. Bobana, thanks for being here. Thanks for the beautiful comments and support, you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. I know I'm saying it more and more, and I'm annoying. Bruce thanks people too much. Somebody told me that the other day. I pinned the comment. What do you want me to do? I was so thankful. DJ Kenny, thanks for being here, man. What's wrong with your eye? Because I've been having a problem with my left eye for years, and doctors can't figure it out. Same here, man. Right eye, and it used to change. It used to be both eyes, and you could only see it here. That the top of the eyelid is so red, and it's so raw. It's just hard. The skin is hard. The hair out of the eyelids and the eyelids, the hair at the end, the eyelashes. I'm going to say it along the Terminator line. I was going to say I'm so friggin' into space. Along the eyeline, the eyelashes. I have problems with the eyelashes where they disappear. The one on the right eye, I don't have many eyelashes left. I'm not touching it enough, I guess. But when I had gone there, the doctor had asked me, a doctor from India, anyways. He asked me which are the best doctors. I'm not saying that. It's just that you go there. I couldn't understand his English. He was telling me, look, he goes, if you have a sore eye and it's been 2 or 3 years, he goes, you're going to have to endure it. That's what it takes to be a doctor. And it really pissed me off. So I went through thinking it was allergies. I went through thinking it was it's definitely an allergy to something. And sometimes I get the cheek red. It's swollen. My cheek is more swollen on one side, but I stopped cheese. I quit cheese. I'm on a diet. There's lots of things that I stopped. I might have to stop bread, see if it's wheat. So I don't know what to do. I just keep changing stuff in my life to see if it'll help my eye. I was good for 2 months, and then it just sort of disappeared. Ah oui, Elias, tu vois qu'on va dire salut. Carole est ici, puis elle est super cool de venir ici. Elias, Carole, elle a aussi sa chaîne que elle n'avait pas le temps de mettre des vidéos là, mais là, elle a commencé à mettre des vidéos là, mais il n'y a pas personne qui le sait. Fait qu'allez faire votre petit tour sur sa chaîne pour y voir, puis allez l'écouter à la station de radio en même temps. Pink Dude says, I've seen a lot of things, my binoculars, including things with binoculars are the best. I have all my grandfather's binoculars here that he had when he passed away that I was able to get. And binoculars are something that show a very beautiful view of the moon, of the stars, and you can see things really well. UFOs going by also, just sometimes you can't film with them, but some of them you can. And like you said, giant things, including flying over the surface of the moon, giant things. And you're going to have a better chance, Pink Dude, of seeing something flying across the moon than I do with my telescope. Because my telescope, since I have the 14-inch, I don't get UFOs approaching the moon as much because I'm close. The further you are, when you back up and you see the whole moon, well, then you can see UFOs going, sometimes coming to the moon or going by, or, and like the lucky chance that I was able to get hey guys, I got an object smashing into the moon and we saw the fire lifting up off the surface. So imagine the size of that object. If a plane smashes into Earth and dives down under the clouds, you're not going to see a plume of fire go up over the friggin' clouds necessarily. So there could be big enough explosions that we see on the moon for sure. Bruce, love the hump day live. Hey, thanks so much, Lisa. There'll be some more lives too. We had a lot of fun. Definitely. I did not know you were on there for 3 hours. Yeah, I didn't think it was 3 hours, but we had a nice time, a really nice time. I stayed on for 3 hours. I loved it. Very happy for all the amazing support. I thought, and I heard CL3 had mentioned to me a channel that there was a fire at the Vatican. And I looked it up, and I did actually find a post. Then the next day, Tucker Carlson didn't talk about it. Nobody talked about it. Alex Jones didn't talk about it. There was no whistleblowers talking about it. Then YouTube channels started doing like me, talking about the Vatican fire, showing that same video that they were showing. So it was smoke that was at the Vatican. It was under high alert for those that didn't know, but there was no fire, I don't think, at the Vatican. And I also think it's important to say that when I say there's no fire, I can't even confirm that, because if they were to hide it and it's a hoax that I heard that it was, they're just trying to hide that there really was a fire, but they're pretending there wasn't. So just being honest, there's two things out there. Somebody said there was a fire, and someone says it's several fires, which made sense. Started off in a park and it went to several junkyards. It would explain the black smoke that we're seeing and everything. So our friend Carole Lozé from the radio station. Merci encore, Carole, je t'aime fort. Again, James, thanks a lot for coming by. We have Carly in the house. Thanks a lot, Carly. Said about what? Sorry, man, I'm lost. Adele says, Darlema, the most hilarious girl ever. Take a ride on her channel. Yes, we have fun. We have a lot of fun. En tout cas, hey, j'irai en clisse quand tu as commenté à propos des sunspots. Darla aussi, elle l'a trouvé drôle. J'en suis sûr. Puis comme je te dis, c'est pas Darla qui a pris une image du soleil puis de l'appeler la lune. Où est-ce qu'elle a été chercher l'image? J'ai été voir, moi, puis le gars, il l'a mis en étant une lune. Puis c'est un professionnel photographe. Fait que quand j'ai vu ça, je savais pas quoi y dire, you know? Sorry, guys, drift off in French sometimes. Gate Smasher, thanks a lot, you guys. I love you guys so much for the amazing support and everything. No shit, damn right. Kanoi, comment ça va? Hey, guys, we have a birthday here. And actually, no, I'm not going to pretend that I remembered. I'm going to be very, very honest. Darla messaged me real quick. I think there was a shout out for a birthday that you said you were going to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did I say that? I don't even remember who it was. And then after, she goes, it was Boo Crew. I said, that's true. He might not be here, him or her, whoever it was. So Boo Crew YouTube channel. There's an orb going up. It was cool. Boo Crew YouTube channel. Happy birthday. It's Boo Crew's channel's person's host's birthday today. So happy birthday to you. Did you see the picture from James Webb satellite on June? Oh, yeah, that's what you said. That was a good one, Beth. Very, 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 very good one. David White's in the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to talk about it too. I'm going to go take a look at the asteroid. I've been really doing research. We used to have 2 moons. That's very, very good. Absolutely, Lisa. That you know, that's why they talk about the collision with Earth. Earth could have collided with one of the moons, and that could be what created the other asteroids. You know, DARPA does so many crazy things. They really do, Stephen A. And some of their programs and projects are creepy as hell. They're the ones, if I'm not mistaken, that made the robots that the New York police now have. Remember when they came out with the dog robots, I call them, the animal robots, where you could kick them and push them over and they stay up and they go ding, 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 ding. Really creepy. Something like in a dream that you wouldn't want coming towards you, you know? I could just see a guy's high on coke and heroin and stuff. He's in his apartment shooting up, and this guy, this robot goes up there. Artificial intelligent robot goes in and just has a camera for an eye, zooming out, pepper spray, and everything comes out. The guy's like, ah. Yeah, that's where we are. We're in a very, very creepy future. Is where we are. That's where we definitely are. Charlene Sampson, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate that. Hello, Balta. Hi. Thanks, you guys. C'est vrai, c'est là qu'il était à Léaus. Carp, yeah. Exactly. Good one. Sophie Montfort, comment ça va? Hello, Sophie. Sophie, thank you so much for being here. If an English guy would have said, hello, Sophie Montfort. That's so sad, eh? Merci, Sophie. Dwayne, thanks for being here. Dwayne Beauchamp, thank you very much, sir. Hello, Alicia. I did not see Alicia yet. I hope I'm seeing everyone. America in the house. Y'all enjoying this as much as me? Hey, thanks so much, you guys. Appreciate that. Love you guys a lot. I tried to tell my story in another channel about the UFO we saw. I can tell you this: we're not alone. I know this from the year 1980s. Take care, all. And thank you very much, kind sir. Listen, Attila, Ada, MK Ultra and everything back in the 80s, all these secret projects and mind controlling projects that we were doing, late 70s, beginning of the 80s, of course, yeah, back in the 40s and even 1900s, probably even near the end of the 1800s, but we're definitely not alone. And people like you that saw what you saw, which was an amazing, I can't really, we say story, but I know it's a true story. People around the world that are skeptical and people around the world that are wanting to know the truth only have the stories of people like you that talk about encounters and all of us that see things, and people can make their own judgment themselves. I saw someone's shadow move, and then I saw the shadow be afraid of the person itself, which you can laugh all you want, but I saw it happen. But if one other person in their life at the same age as me, whatever, in the 20s, saw that, it's going to really affect them. It could help them say that, oh, well, I'm not nuts, and maybe somebody else saw the same thing. As for the lying and what people add in, well, there'll always be fisherman stories for sure. Thanks again, Dwayne, for being here. Yes, sir. Thanks, Stephen A. I can wait until you get the package. I sent you the other package on its way. Thank you, Lisa Eckerly. Thank you so much. And I'll be checking. Like I say, guys, I promise the minute something comes in, I will mention it. I promise to mention it. And at the same time, Sophie Montfort. Ah, Sophie Montfort, j'ai une chaîne en français. Ici, c'est une chaîne anglaise. Tu dois connaître la chaîne OVNI Québec Astronomy. C'est de là que tu m'as vu parler français. Ici, je ne parle pas français. I have a French channel, OVNI Québec Astronomy. You can check it out in the channel. Tu peux regarder sur Channel, sur ma chaîne Bruce Cizol ici. J'ai les chaînes que je partage. Puis en français, demain, nous avons en direct. Puis tout ce que je parle ici, Sophie, demain, je vais le répéter. I'll be talking about it tomorrow in French. This is the English channel, my friend, Sophie. Des fois, je parle en français. I do speak French sometimes because I get a lot of the French people that come here to the English channel. And I thank all the English people. You've never been bothered by that. I try to do it the least possible. Obviously, we're English here on the channel. That's why I have an English and French. And I also have a Spanish channel. J'ai aussi une chaîne en espagnol, Sophie. Pour les ceux qui parlent espagnol, j'ai toutes les langues que j'ai starté. Why is New York giving a step-by-step? Thanks for mentioning that. I talked about that just a couple of days ago on the live stream. A step-by-step nuclear bomb explosion precaution. It's exactly what they're doing. It's very, very scary. Stay away inside. Stay away from the windows. After the blast, go take a shower. Wait for information. And it's very concerning that they're saying that. And if you're wondering why, well, we have, which for whatever the reason, everyone's in love with him. Putin threatened to drop a nuclear bomb and destroy New York, and still we have the American friends saying, "Go Putin." So I think the information out there is not getting around to everyone. Can't really talk about what went on in Ukraine, but I hope you guys know that there's some people in Ukraine that were hurt by people in the military of Ukraine that caused the pain. They're hitting their own buildings there. Russia too hitting. So from what I see, all I see is Ukraine and Russia killing civilians. So that's where I'm at with fuckface Zelensky. I'm sorry. I have no respect for someone that is lukewarm and hiding, part of the lie. He joined the dark force, and he's asking people to go on the dark side. I don't know if you saw his last holographic message that he, these people must have sold their soul to the devil, or they must have made a deal with an alien race and they're doing some type of new project. I don't know what the hell's going on, but the control was lost when Epstein's Island and all the shit started, and then the end of the treaties with the Queen. The Queen was the sole reason. I never thought I'd admit this. I can't stand her. Is the sole reason why we're still alive today, semi-alive. We're not alive and healthy, but we're alive, right? Bill Gates buying all the farmland. And when I say all the farmland, now in the courts in North Dakota, very happy. The courts in North Dakota are disagreeing with the fact that he is buying off land. What he's going to do, buy off land and not use it so that people will believe that there's a famine going around or a food shortage. There's no food shortage. It was created, I believe. It was a deliberate food shortage. Tommy Bird. Moon is an observation, Earth observation hub. I hear that a lot, and that's one of the theories that I would believe it's highly plausible. With more than one set of eyes. Well said, Tommy. You're 100%, man. Peter, thanks again for the generous contributions, guys. Space Rock, Stellar Sounds, riding the CMEs of the suns. Yes. Yeah, and it was cool. This is Kazoo. For those of you just arriving, that's my friend Kazoo. He eats mustard and butter and mayonnaise, and he likes beer. That's the only thing he does. He drinks and eats. We got this beautiful Space Rock, really cool shirt. This is definitely going to go on Kazoo. Kazoo will be space rocking. I have Let's Go Brandon store right down the street from me. Wow, they've made a store. That is freaking funny. That is hilarious. Cosmic Black's in the house. Thanks. Hey, Cosmic Black, thank you so much for being here, dear friends. They say so many stickers if you ever want anything. They have so many stickers. Oh, thanks, Stephen A. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. I don't know why I'm a sticker freak. It's something way back in the day. Like with Julie, what she got me, she also got me a nice Space Force one. And this one here, which I'm cutting out right now, is going to go on the telescope. It's to bug people. When people see the big ass telescope and they see the NASA sign, they'll say, what the hell? What is that? That's what neighbors tell me. And it's really cool. When a neighbor goes by the house, and I don't go in front anymore because it causes a lot of shit stir commotion. Everybody stops, no matter what the age, and they come into the yard, which is really cool. And they come and ask me, what the hell is that? The neighbors on the other street, if you're watching, I'm not watching you, I'm watching the moon. I'm always outside with a camera, and I've been pointing to that house for 11 years, and there's never any open windows, and they don't sit out the porch and back because they're probably thinking I'm looking at them. In the middle of the night, everybody asks me, what the hell are you filming in the sky? To the sun. They're looking at not because they're dumb. I did the same thing. I remember going to see photographers, a lot of nature photography photographers around here in the parks. In the middle of the afternoon, I see this guy with a solar telescope or something and say, what's that? Oh, just take some pictures of the sun, taking pictures of the sun. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't it burn out the camera? Well, there's special lenses. I remember back then, it's not everybody that's into that or that knows a lot about that. But yeah. What was I talking about? Anyways, I used to have that exact one. And sorry, guys, I'm just waking up, going down. Yay, thanks. That was a cool one. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Lisa, seriously, it's something incredible receiving gifts from people. It's just, especially that they're thoughtful. I mean, how thoughtful can you be to send me a coffee warmer when you guys know that I'm always brand new, guys? Coffee warmer is really cool. Totally awesome. I'm going to be plugging it in for sure. Feel a little important. I like it. Not that I like feeling important. I like the gifts is what I meant. Cappy Thumper. Hey, how's it going? Is Biden holding up the middle finger on that baseball card, Bruce? No, but he's pointing at the gas wages. I did that. Thought it was funny. The gas station has one now here. I did it. Now I'm gonna have to get a sticker that says Bruce did it. You know what I should do is make stickers of me and say Bruce sees it. Just Bruce sees it. Send out stickers to everybody. Bruce is like, geez. Bruce is about to make himself a silver coin with his face on it to give out to people because he thinks he's all that. No, we're just having some fun. Colton Lewis, how's it going, man? The moon must be in low Earth orbit because apparently we don't. I agree with that. Apparently we don't have the tech to leave low Earth orbit. That makes a lot of sense. So maybe the moon landing, like this, that you said a lot right there. We don't have the tech to leave now, to leave low Earth orbit, which is very true. That's what they're saying. They said they lost it on top of it anymore, like you said. And they sent men to the moon. Yeah, you said it before I said it. So either it's a lie or it's in our atmosphere or something. So it's one or the other. I believe that there is the oxygen on the moon. It rains and it possibly even snows on the moon. And possibly on the dark side of the moon itself would have a moon. So I sort of look at it like Earth, the moon, the asteroid. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and that all turning around the sun. We have some that are in exchange orbits. What's an exchange orbit? Anyways, let me go see here real quickly. The DART and Hera missions are known as the Asteroid Impact and Deflection Assessment AIDA collaboration. So the target for China's test, by the way, imagine as a test, they're not going to try to sample some drinks. They're going to try to deviate a freaking asteroid of 40 meters. The target for China's test, 2020 PN1, if you want to look it up yourself to know where it is right now, right? Like, let's just look up where 2020 PN1 is right now. That's how you find the truth. It's not that NASA's always lying necessarily. They could be. I have no proof about that, but they omit things. They leave out lots of things so that people don't ask certain questions. And they say, what about this? What about that? You know? So 2020 PN1 is an Earth-crossing asteroid. And get this, a temporary, yet here, listen, they say it's a temporary core orbital object. It was found in 2020. Could have been here forever, right? It's the beginning of time. A temporary core co-orbital companion. When I heard Bruce, when I heard co-orbital, I started studying about the different orbits. It's been a couple of years I've been doing that. There's, geosynchronous, there's geostationary orbits, constellations with satellites in them that are not working anymore, that they've gone to the end of their time, are drifted off into a geostationary orbit, and it turns at the same time as Earth. So people aren't going to see them flying around Earth. It's just that if you're a star freak and you look up in the sky, you're going to know that in the constellation of Orion, that light that's there is not a star. You're going to know it could be a constellation of satellites. You learn that over the years when you do studying, and I'm no genius, but there's lots to know. People ask me, Bruce, do you know all the stars, and do you know about astronomy and astrology? No, I'm not no genius, but I'm trying to study more or less about light, atmosphere, and how fire interacts in space to try to catch NASA and a lot of lies that they're saying. They've said things that now, with my little bit of intelligence that I have now in space, they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you a lot, real hard. The Long March 3B launcher is a workhorse for missions to geostationary orbit, but has also launched lunar robotic lander missions. They're talking about the target for China's test. China earlier announced plans in April this year to attempt to alter the orbit of a potentially threatening asteroid. This is important information because that's what people that come here want to know, what's whizzing by around us. Well, they got a mission going out there. Several countries have missions to go divert certain asteroids by creating large explosions out there in space. I think it's important that we get informed as to what's going on exactly. China earlier announced plans in April to attempt to alter the orbit of a, thanks for listening in and coming in, everyone, of a potentially threatening asteroid with listen, please, with a kinetic impactor test as part of plans for an entire planetary defense system. Long's lecture, however, provides the first details regarding the mission, target, and profile, which differentiate it from earlier proposals. So, not mentioned here, but some more information I want to vomit out there is that these asteroids in low Earth orbit that are either geostationary or in exchange orbits are maybe having their own companions along with them. Large asteroids have other little moons and other little objects around them, right? So maybe those objects that are in low Earth orbit also have other objects around it. So we could be talking about 4 to 6 to 10 to, we don't know, objects around Earth. We got the proof right there that they're saying there is in low Earth orbit. In 2020, they said there were 3 objects. Why are they talking about 2 now? And that's exactly what they're doing. China earlier announced, okay, so we talked about that for the defense system. The first details regarding the mission target and profile, which differentiate it from earlier proposals. So China researchers had previously published papers, okay, and they were talking about the concepts and different kinetic energy, talking about kinetic energy and how they're going to use that to try to impact the asteroid. So namely assembled kinetic impactor, AKI, using a Long March 5 and the more complex enhanced asteroid deflector. These are things we have to look into, which would first collect rocks from a near-Earth asteroid. So they're saying it right here. The enhanced asteroid deflector, whatever that is, we'll have to look that up, would first collect rocks from a near Earth asteroid before impacting a potentially hazardous asteroid. So I'm happy they mentioned this, because if the asteroid, which they all are toxic things, the asteroids are all toxic, they're filled with radiation and whatnot, unless it's a big ball of gold, which it could very well be, probably why they're trying to divert it or maybe steal some pieces on it, land on a big ball of gold and bring back some gold. So it would first collect rocks from a near-Earth asteroid before impacting a potentially hazardous asteroid, because if we impact a hazardous asteroid and there's poison in it, and it'll just kill us off, it'll just rain down, it's playing God. They're playing God. It's very, very dangerous what they're doing. The China National Space Administration also stated in April that it will establish an early warning system and develop software to simulate operations against the near-Earth object. So they're against them. It's not something they necessarily want to leave there, I think, right? And verify basic procedures. That's another thing that they want to do. So Long lectures also touched on exploration missions, including Tianwen 2, a near-Earth asteroid sample return mission, the Tianwen 3 Mars sample return, and a Jupiter system mission. All these different planets, they want to go around collecting the asteroid samples from the objects around them, because maybe for the first time, they want to know if these objects are poisonous. And it's also, or is it, related to the fast radio bursts? Did you hear about that one? They're getting closer. They're getting stronger, and they're lasting longer, and they sound like a heartbeat. One person said that they thought they were listening to a heartbeat out in space somewhere far out. So could there be a revelation that the universe is filled with life? We could get a hell of a slap in the face. We think they're going to never tell us anything. They could tell us maybe so much. What people are going to do is they're going to turn around and say it's all fake, because that's what we do. We like killing Jesus. Every time he comes down to Earth and he tries to separate an ocean or maybe do a magic trick or something, he's gonna die, because people all want, the truth, and they all want Jesus to come to Earth and stuff. But the minute somebody stands up and does something prophetic or some type of miracle, they kill him. So I don't know. I'm happy I'm not Jesus, because I wouldn't be blabbing about it if I was here. I would be keeping that to myself and not necessarily talk about it. Real quickly, and then I'll get back to answering the comments. What is a co-orbital configuration? or a co-orbital companion. What did they mean by that? And in science, in astronomy, a co-orbital configuration is a configuration of, get this, and the moon comes into this too. I can just the basics on it, but it's going to make you touch base with it. Is a configuration of two or more astronomical objects, okay, such as asteroids, moons, and planets, orbiting at the same and very similar distance from their primary. They are, in 1-1 model, mean motion resonance, meaning also maybe orbiting in opposite directions, could be co-orbital. There are several classes of co-orbital objects depending on their point of libration. That's where it gets interesting. Most common and best known class is the Trojan, the known Trojan. You heard of Lagrangian area or the E1 area? Let's see here. Lagrangian points, right? The Trojan points, L4, L5, 60 degrees ahead of and behind the larger body, respectively. Another class is the horseshoe orbit, in which objects librate around 180 degrees from the larger body. Objects librating around 0 degrees are called quasi satellites. We've heard that too. So, an exchange orbit is what reminds me of what the moon is and what type of orbit the moon is around Earth. Because an exchange orbit occurs when two co-orbital objects are of similar masses and thus exert a non-negligible influence on each other. The objects can exchange semi-major axes or eccentricities when they approach each other. When the moon goes by the Earth, we see the moon shift when it gets at its closest, just at the end. By the way, that's when it shifts. It doesn't shift when it's just starting the phase. It shifts more at the end of the phase where the north tends to really roll right down towards, and the south goes up towards the other side and starts going upwards. But you have to wonder about the asteroids that are orbiting around Earth in astronomy. So I talked about that. Orbital objects, longitude. Yeah, that's how they used to register them. So a more massive object, both in orbit around an even more massive central object. The best known example are the asteroids that orbit ahead or behind Jupiter and around the sun. So some of the objects that I was able to see around the sun are friggin' ginormous, right? Some of them could be bigger than the sun, right? The ones that are going behind it, and we're maybe not necessarily seeing them. They say that the Trojan minor planets, okay, there are several thousand known Trojan planets, minor planets. So now somebody's going to say, wait, hold on. What do you mean thousands of planets? I thought there's only 9 planets. Nope. Solar system, we got planets. There could be other planets in our solar system, but here the Trojan objects are several thousand known Trojan minor planets that are orbiting the sun. Think of it. There are several thousand known Trojan minor planetoid or planets orbiting the sun. Most of these orbit near Jupiter Lagrangian point, which is, like I say, the E4, whatever they're saying, the area where it's quiet. There's not supposed to be a lot of movement. That's why they were surprised the James Webb telescope got hit by those 5 meteoroids. The 5th one being a lot bigger, which still would be just a dust particle or something going at high excessive speeds. Sort of like having the Hadron Collider open up outside and have that particle fly outwards, which could go through many buildings and stuff like they're talking about here. So it's also where, the Kuiper Belt and everything, everywhere, the beginning of time, the beginning of Mars and Jupiter in science, when you look it up, everybody knows that basically the most asteroids are between Jupiter and Mars, and that's where everything is, apparently. So, anyways, I thought that was super interesting that they're hiding all this. Thanks, Charlene. And I'm going to scroll down and see where everyone is because I never get everybody's comment. And I'm sorry if I don't, but I try. Everyone disappeared. Prophetic news is here. Webb telescope is looking for Planet X. That could absolutely be, my friend. I have a lot from the Planet X community that come here and say, yes, that's what's going on, Bruce. They're trying to locate Planet X. And I thank you guys for sharing that. ZG Ammo is in the house. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, exactly, Stephen A. Sand grain size, right? So imagine if something was as big as the end of a spoon or this big. If that was titanium flying around in space, it would go right through the space station and destroy it entirely. Probably make a hole as big as a truck. That's the thing, eh? We have these little fine particles flying around at high speeds. It's gonna go through stuff for sure. Thank you, Stephen A. Thanks for smashing the like button, guys. It helps. The views were so low. If it wouldn't have been for the luck of getting 14,000 views on the stream and a couple of thousand views this week, we're down to 40,000. It's not even enough for me to make a salary, guys. 40,000 views is degrading to anyone with a YouTube channel. Like a grandmother should get like 40,000 views a month there just for showing flowers or something, seems to me. But I was getting over 100,000, and now it brought it down to almost 60,000 views. Some other space channels are down to 40,000 views. That's not normal. There's something wrong with with that. So when you come back, when you watch a video, you come back, the likes really help. The thumbs up help. Maybe you share it on another platform or something. I thank you for it. It really does help. In the description of every video, you can become a member. You can go to the Patreon channel, or that's the only way that this channel remains here. So thank you for those of you that are here. If you're here watching a video once a week or once in a while, it's because you're helping. That's the only reason why I'm still here. Yes, of course. Hey, Stephen A. They can zoom in a lot to anything and everything. And why do you think they didn't want James Webb to look back at Earth? That was China. Did not want James Webb to turn back to Earth. Well, because if James Webb telescope turns back to Earth, they're going to see the serial numbers on the bombs and ballistic missiles in China. They're going to be able to find everything. What do you think they've been doing for the past years? Cold War, you say? Never left. They've been spying on each other. China, Russia, the States, France, UK. It's so sad. All the best people in the world live in those countries, and I know there's other countries, Mexico, New Zealand. I got a lot of people here. But all the people in all the countries are amazing. It's the ones running the country. They're a bunch of assholes, excuse the expression, but they're literally a bunch of assholes. I got the clearest shot of Jupiter and some of its moon earlier this morning. Hey, thanks for letting me know that, bro. Jupiter, yeah, last night it was out. I got a big-ass UFO that came down out of the sky again and was lower than a small plane. And I filmed it, and I was filming Jupiter at that time with the moons. And not far from Jupiter, I saw this object, coming towards me. That's why I believe there's a UFO corridor. They're really on the same trajectory. They're showing up. They're popping up in the same, along the lines of the same area. It's quite incredible. T-Zone's here. The fat earthers, the flat earthers believe the sun is the size of the moon under the dome. Yeah, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I got much respect for the flat earthers that think that, because there's a lot of people that come here and say, Bruce, is the moon inside of the firmament with Earth? A lot of people say maybe all the planets are inside of the firmament, and the sun is just like we're all regrouped together. Julius Caesar sat outside and said, I'm in the center of the universe. Why do you think he said that? It was not because he was smart, because he had a lot of drinking time and campfire time. And the people back in those days, they must have looked up in the sky a lot, like we still do today. And when you look at the stars and you look at them and you go, just turning around me. Stars are turning around me. And you got the northern star that ain't moving. That's just to really fuck you up. And you go, why? Film the North Star. Film the polar star. Doesn't move. You can film with the infrared all night. Doesn't budge. stays there. It's always there. But how can the North Star be there? And how can every other star be turning around? Doesn't make any sense. It drives me nuts. You try to understand that. Like saying that, hey, the moon is turning in synchronous rotation with us. Bullshit. It's turning in synchronous rotation. I don't believe that anymore. I used to. Again, I have no proof of that, but that's cuckoo. Sounds like crazy stuff. Thank you so much, Darla. Women, watch Women of the Dragon. Better late than never. Appreciate you being here, sister. Love you. Thanks so much. Lisa says the other day on YouTube, a lady in Florida was recording the sunrise, and captured what looked like two suns, two different dock. Hey, that's interesting. I've not to be mixed up with, of course, sundogs or other spots that are around the sun. I have seen some other spots that are there, the sundogs. As for an object being beside the sun, listen, Lisa, just this week, I posted it. The cloud came over the sun, and there's an object beside the sun. The cloud goes over the sun and disappears, but that object stays beside the sun. When I see something beside the sun, it is at sunrise, and it is very close to the sun. So, yes, it could be just the offsetness of Earth. If Earth is offset a little bit, it could be showing us sometimes that big object beside the sun. And it's not necessarily that the object is appearing and disappearing there. It is appearing and disappearing, but it doesn't mean that it's leaving the area. It just means that, Earth and our rotation every 24 hours or whatnot, we're always moving, right? We say, look at how come the moon's flipping over like that? Maybe it's not even moving. Maybe Earth is flipping over, right? Or maybe it's the sun that's causing everything to flip over. And is it CERN that's causing the sun to be active? Is it really because we're in the solar maximum leading up to 2025 solar maximum? Or is I don't know. It's hard to find the truth, I'll tell you. Well, it's funny you say that, because from the south is always where I've seen the large objects when looking at the sun. Always in the south for me so far. Sorry about that, Stephen, if you're buffering. They over dramatize with me with typical NASA nonsense. Charlene, I hear you, Miss Sampson, about the James Webb Telescope. So overdue on time, and it's really true. And don't forget, they said that they were keeping the image from all of us because they wanted to wait till Biden came out and talked about it, and that it was an incredible, right, Charlene? It was an incredible finding that is going to revolutionize and change the way all physicians and all astronomers and astrologists and everyone thinks of the universe, because they found out these new things. And then they show us a silly image, which, like some of you said here yourself, it looks like they took a Hubble image and plastered it there. There's no difference. It's not clearer than the Hubble images either, I don't find. But be very honest with you, I didn't find the image very colorful either. So obviously, I don't know. I was not impressed by the James Webb image at all. Definitely not impressed. People, don't forget your thumbs up for the channel. Adios. I appreciate that, man. I love you for it. Yes, sir, guys. Thanks. There's Julie Stats. Thanks again for everything, Julie. I got Kazoo's shirt that will fit Kazoo because of my fat gut. I'm getting there. I tried to lose enough weight to get into it. I am annoying with the thanking. I know it, Julie, but I'm not. Listen, Julie, I'm not used to getting things, okay? I'm not used to having people lovingly like that, connect with me and stuff. So it's sort of fun. Really like family members, you guys. Whoops, I didn't mean that. I just clicked on the bullshit post. But yes, they are saying bullshit, and then not what I'm talking about. Last night, the moon barely moved in the sky. It was so strange looking. Really was, Lisa. And I will be checking for the mail. I promise you I will give you a heads up. Last night, Lisa, I got the moon. And here, when I was filming the moon, it stayed stuck sitting on the house, and it didn't want to rise, okay? And the bottom of the moon, I couldn't even see it at one point because it was just sitting along the house, my roof, and it was just dragging there. And then it went up a little bit, and I didn't even see where it went after that, because at 4 o'clock, like I said, I went to bed, and it did not move much. It went from there to like there and just rose just a little bit. Very funny. There's a war right now. Right now, you're right. But it's not a future. There will be a war. It is now. I'm 100% with you on that, Mark. 100% agree on that there's a war. And it's very scary not knowing who's implicated. We're implicated, obviously, but it's scary to know, did we start the war? Was it someone else that started it and stuff? And, I'm so sad. All of us, all of you, and all of the ones monetized, we received guidelines on our channels the past few weeks, last month, if not the month before, that said that we're no longer allowed to talk about that 3-letter word war. And they said, get this, in the guideline of YouTube, we were not allowed giving an opinion of what we thought of Ukraine and Russia. Did you know that? That's a guideline that's in YouTube. It's illegal to have a conversation and talk about what you think happened or not in Ukraine and Russia. It's very sad. We talk about it here, and I thank you all so much for limiting that those words and stuff, because it's sad they're blocking us from talking about anything. Oh yes, I believe that, Stephen A. I definitely believe it. Tartaria, Lord Kid 23, thanks so much for being here. And I gotta scroll all the way down because I know I'm missing a whole bunch. One man is here. It's impossible to see them all, guys, but I am trying. I caught another UAP UFO this morning on the way to a doctor appointment. I seen a strange looking cloud and took some pictures. I didn't see this object at first. I uploaded the video. Good for you. People will maybe go check it out to give you some encouragement. Thanks for sharing that with us. Like many do. Taxpayer dollars hard at work. Yeah, right. Exactly. Hi, Celestial Magnet. Hey, buddy. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. My Haunted Life. Hey, room. How's everyone? Doing good. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, 528 hertz, 144 hertz. Get a walkie-talkie and set the channel, and you will see. Yes. See, this is the thing. Space news. What is it that they said? Let me see if I can get it here for you guys. 5G news. You see, like electricity, there's different amperage, you get different amps, there's different voltage, there's different intensity of electricity. Well, here what they're doing is they're trying to do something with the 5G to connect to 12G band, gigahertz band, and apparently they don't want that to happen. It's OneWeb backs up Starlink 5G interference warning. I think it's important that you guys hear about that one too. Let's take a real quick look. OneWeb backs up Starlink 5G interference warning. Tampa, Florida plans to use the 12 gigahertz band for terrestrial 5G, would severely disrupt there you go again, non-geostationary orbit broadband across the entire United States. OneWeb said this July 11th in an analysis supporting an earlier study from SpaceX. In a letter to the Federal Communications Commission, OneWeb urged the regulators to reject the requests from satellite broadcaster Dish Network and spectrum holder RS Access to run two-way mobile services in the band. If approved, it would leave significant areas of the United States unusable by the otherwise fixed satellite service user terminals, wrote Kimberly Baum. Her name, Miss Baum. Okay. OneWeb Vice President of Spectrum Engineering and Strategy. Wouldn't that be cool? What do you do as a job? Oh, I work for OneWeb. I'm the Vice President of Spectrum Engineering and Strategy. Got a lot of smart people on this planet. To connect user terminals, a SpaceX owned Starlink and OneWeb. Let me repeat that. To connect user terminals, the SpaceX owned Starlink and OneWeb mega constellations use a satellite downlink band that extends from 10.7 gigahertz to 12.7 gigahertz. The analysis from OneWeb is the latest in a string of studies accessing how a high power mobile network band would impact services. So Brazil YouTube is down. When things go down, I'm always thinking, is it because of the sun? Is it because of this? Um, Russia threatens ISS European robotic arm. Hmm. Um. Oh yeah. Okay. So first James Webb Telescope images excite every person that falls upon the images, apparently. And all I'm hearing from you guys is not too impressed. Released the long anticipated first science observations from the James Webb Space Telescope, July 12th, the culmination of decades of work and the start of a new era in astrophysics. Boy, do they make. I want these guys to present my videos. They're so believable, eh? The observations released during an event at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center here a day after the unveiling of one image at a White House event. That's the one I was talking to you about, which I didn't see Biden talk about it. Maybe Biden didn't find the White House that day. Illustrated the capabilities of, yes, get this. Before you say the image is impressive, don't forget the image is worth $10 billion. Be honest with me. If I told you guys I had a telescope that was worth $10 billion and that I presented to you the image that James Webb would have presented, you would have said it's a good start, Bruce. I'm sure you would have said it was a good start, Bruce. The world's vehicle for deepest space exploration is open for business. Eric Smith, James Webb Space Telescope Program scientist at NASA headquarters, said at a media briefing the observations released at this event include images of the Carina Nebula, a star forming region previously observed in lower resolution by Hubble Space Telescope. So that's for the information that you were talking about the Hubble Space Telescope. The Southern Ring Nebula, a set of gas and dust rings. Oh my goodness, we all were so curious about those gas and dust rings produced by dying stars, right? A set of 5 galaxies that we saw too. Ooh, impressive. Image reveals new details about interactions among them, and a spectra of the exoplanet WASP 96b that revealed the presence of water vapor in the atmosphere of this hot Jupiter world. So, Jupiter is too hot. Everyone tells us Jupiter is fire, Venus is fire, right? Remember back in the days, everything's on fire, everything's burning. They say that it's raining sulfuric acid on Venus and it's coming down hot, burning molten salt. And now they say that, pretty surprisingly, that there's water there. Well, you know what they said? They also said on the moon only in 2020, if not 2021. Unfortunately, there's no water on the moon because of the temperatures. It's all bullshit lies. The same thing on the moon. Then they said, well, it turns out that there is water on the moon, and it turns out that the water is in movement because it's leaving the northern side and it's coming down to another section. We call those rivers, right? Not going to disagree with me. It's not NASA transporting water from the north to bring it to the other end. Well, maybe, but I doubt it. Which is just intriguing. One man in the shed, guys, please hit that like button. It's a small gesture. It's an amazing gesture, my friend. Seriously, it really helps. That means a lot for the channel. Thank you for the support. Thank you, one man in his shed. Lorkit23 says, with CERN running at unprecedented power levels, there's no telling what we're going to see on Earth and in outer space. Of course, and right after the startup, whether it be because of the CERN or not, we're selling the Georgia Guidestones. Things are, a lot of commotion happening around the world right now. Yeah, mine's haunted. Not only haunted, I got poltergeist movement and even touching me sometimes. And that's the only thing that creeped me out is when a spirit touches me, I get very aggressive. I threaten the spirit in front of me when it does that. Don't touch me, mother. Don't touch me. You could scare me. You could appear as a demon, but don't you freaking touch me. You're alone in the house and then you get a smack, a hard smack on the shoulder. It's like, what the hell was that? Yeah. Did anyone see the moon last night around 3 a.m.? My haunted light. Well, I was filming it, my friend, right at that time. I got some nice images, even though that bugger was low in the sky. Got some incredible Terminator line images. Honestly, right off the bat, 40 or 50 objects just on the edge that you can see high, lifting high off, big objects, shaped objects because of the Terminator line. And of course, it was very, very close. We got some really nice images up there for you all. You're giving a thumbs up on the live stream, my friends. I greatly appreciate it. James says, why can't they focus on so that's it, James. It's the same thing I'm asking. You go get another coffee, my friends. That's what I want to know. I would have been more impressed by seeing an object right beside the moon, like some star or debris or asteroid really close up. Seems to me it would have been mind blowing because we're all excited to see what's out there. The pictures look so fake. I'm not saying they are. They just look so arranged, right? They're so arranged. Have you guys ever heard of turmeric powder? Turmeric powder? Check it out to see it's some healthy, good stuff. Alex Jones sells the turmeric. I think it's 90% proof or 80% proof or something like that. If it wasn't for my mother, I would have no idea what all these the vitamins and all these nutrients and things that people take around the world. Like, I mean, some are so bloody healthy, right? Some people, 96 years old, you see cigar in the mouth the whole way through, healthy, no back problems, because that scares me. When I had a sore back the other day and I went outside and I saw my 86-year-old neighbor cutting the grass, and I said, oh, Bruce, don't get lazy. You're far from being 86, that's for sure. Ralph Winters in the house. Thanks, Mark, again. Thanks for the comments, man, and everything. Great support here. I really appreciate it. Paulo XXX. How's it going, my friend? Bruce, you find when you were younger, it was easier to receive these messages from other sides or in dreams than as we get older. Oh, yes, 100%. And it was different. The real really seeing like the door open up and something coming through was when I was between 4 and 7 and maybe 8, 9. But then it's like real heebie-jeebie shit. I'm sorry there. Really scary stuff. I was really, I guess it sort of marked me, the shadow, because I never understood that a reflection of light could become alive, and it really did. And guys, I promise you, I'm not lying when I'm telling you this. You can believe me or not. I have to bend your arm, but you know how people see ghosts and they say sometimes they're dressed in old clothing? Well, if you see someone dressed in old clothing, it could be a part of the past traveling back, funneling through, as everything is like frequency and waves. I believe frequencies and waves, like you're sitting there screaming, clapping your hands, the sound's going away from you, but there's a ricochet and there's always a bouncing back. Bigger sounds will go further out, but they'll still bounce back, I believe. So that maybe sound a little crazy, but the ghosts that we see, it's not all time travel or past events. I believe that there are portals opening up from other dimensions or other doorways to other worlds that, by the way, we're all one over the other there. The entire universe and the hundreds of thousands of secrets and universes around it, if you go really far away from it all, you're still going to see just a circle or a ball. And that's what we're inside of. We're inside of that soup mixture of everything. Everything's sitting on each other. Everything's creating a pressure, magnetism, supporting one another and pushing, repelling. So I believe that there are parallel worlds and that the people that are appearing as what we call ghosts, they might see us and they might be afraid, because I saw my first scared ghost when I was 20 years old. I saw a spirit or entity appear and got scared of me. And that freaking changed my world. I'm saying, hey, we're all sitting here saying there's ghosts entering our world. So what if there's other worlds? And all these other worlds that have beings that are dying on these other worlds and planets, are they echoing back across our physical realm? Jeez, I mean, this is an incredible um, truth, because I have the proof, right? But I'm the only one that will ever know that, right? Because that proof, I saw it, I experienced it, I saw it confirmed. Yep, there's parallel worlds. I can't tell you how the door opened up, but I can tell you one thing: every single time you're going to have a spiritual encounter throughout your entire life, it will always, you're going to laugh, you're going to say, of course, dumbass, there. It's always going to be in the dark or in the light. You're going to say that's dumb? No. Why? Why is there only daylight and darkness? Are there not other settings? Is there not like I don't know. That's Frobbles. Frobbles is like totally a different element and something like that. The elements that we know about is what we base our entire understanding of the universe on, and it doesn't work, because when you leave Earth and you even just get to the moon, well, speed of light changes, speed of sound changes, everything changes on altitude and temperature. So the speed of light, you can't go faster than the speed of light, no, but you can go faster, and we can augment the speed of sound or descend the speed of sound. Maybe the speed of sound, is that so many, I'm going to, you know what I mean, say 1,000 miles an hour. Well, instead, it could be 800 miles an hour, because depending on where you are in an altitude or what the heat is, the speed of light and everything, all the speeds are going to be different. So physics and science works on Earth. It doesn't work outside of Earth. They say they're going to propel so far, and horizons, they're going to send out horizons, and they're going to, I don't know how the hell they're doing that. How did horizons leave when I was in grade 6 and come back when I was 3 years into starting my channel? It's still going, by the way. It didn't get bombarded by anything, but James Webb Telescope, they say they sent it out to the Lagrangian area, the E4, whatever, where there's no activity, and it's getting blasted by fragments of objects. They also even said, guys, that they didn't know if it was a meteoroid, by the way. They didn't know if it was a debris, or listen, it could be China or Russia, an adversarial country using other, other shit like the war that we're going through. We're going through a frequency war. So the fires are invisible, smoke's invisible, right? Aside from the little smoke and fires that are around, everything's hidden. Everything's done through a scan, frequency, microwave, and it's all done with the new technology that they have at science. And the goal, very sad to tell you, that the goal of finding the God particle was just to be able to destroy Earth, I think, because now they know how to destroy Earth, and they're going to do it. They're going to try it. They're going to try to do it unless somebody stops them, because it's a crazy world. It's a man's world. Yeah, living in a hell of a crazy world for sure. Definitely crazy world. Are you going to do Wednesday live all the time, please? Why wouldn't I, Lisa? Not necessarily Wednesday in mind, but if you're interested in it, I'd be more than happy to. I will next week too. I'll do some next week, only with interesting topics. This for me was an interesting topic where people can come and listen to the live stream, where I'm not just saying hello to people, and we're talking about some interesting facts that are online, whether it's true or not. It's the facts that we do know. Charlene, cannot thank you enough. Celestial Magnetic is here. Yes, like they tell you, wash immediately when one problem, there'll be no water. Hello. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And here's the silly thing. Water is easy to create. We have a problem with water. They shoot us that the problem in the past with the water is that there was too much and everyone died and drowned. And now we're getting to the point where there's no water. So is that what happens every time? When the shift happens, 40 days of rain. We could find that out, if the world floods leading up to 2025, we'll be able to say, we told you. See, I told you, as we're rowing down or canoeing down. Canoeing is like this. Kayaking. Sorry, I'm getting old. Kayak, canoe. I agree to decalcify our pineal gland. Sorry, I'm laughing at my stupidity. It gets gunked up from the junk. Yes, they give us to eat and drink. That's right. The reason why I believe that we don't live to 800 or 1,000 years anymore is because of the slow kill, is because of the way they keep us. I'm going to say it again, like Bob Barker, Price is Right. Remember to get your pets, your cats and dogs, spayed and neutered to control the pet population. Well, equilibrium with nature, the buggers, they said. You're going to kill us off. So what we'll do, so I guess somebody said, well, let's never mind about limiting them. We'll wait till we get up to about 8 billion, and then we'll just blow them up and kill them off. But it's going to be hard to do because they don't want to blow everything up and that nothing will be useful anymore. They want to get rid of the people that are walking amongst the houses and roads and just not destroy a town. That would be a war well won, or a war that would be well done and won in a way where they destroy everything except the buildings and nature, and they just get rid of the people. Scary. They could be doing something like that too. Was something all around the moon last night. I'm going to be noticing it in the footage once I look. The minute I get off in 10 minutes from here for sure. Divine Sorcerer, Lisa Eckerly, and everyone, thanks so much for being here. Not impressed in the slightest with the renderings. Neither am I, ZG. Some people are satisfied with cheapest graphics. Is absolutely right. Absolutely right about that. Wasn't impressed at all. Didn't like the colors. The yellows were like beige and the reds were like orangey. Really wasn't impressed. No way in hell have I ever gotten an image that good. And if I had, I'd cry. I'm not going to hide that. I'm not saying I'm better than Hubble. James Webb telescope. Maybe it is Hubble taking the pictures. Does James Webb exist? Right? How'd they send that up there? It was so clear last night. I definitely got it, Gate Smasher. I got some nice view of the leftover super moon. It was at 97.2%. A lot of objects on the Terminator line on top. I'm going to see Gate Smasher and Julie Stats, the Stats channel. You got to check out the video of both of Gate Smasher too, but check out Julie's channels if you guys are into animals and stuff like that. She's got a lot of animals there, the lemurs and a whole bunch of things I was having fun with. Julie, you posted the Tina Turner rooster or something, chicken or whatever. I don't know. I guess I didn't know chickens had hairdos like that. That was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. It looked like you put a little wig on it. So if you guys want to check out the Tina Turner chicken, head over to Julie's Stats, the Stats channel. Cosmic Black says there's a fox in the hen house. There's a fox in the hen house. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. And he didn't quite grab any hens yet or eggs. He's just about spotting them and crawling up on them. That's what's going on for sure. Oliver Klein's here. It's in your pillow. Actually, it's very funny you say that. I'm a person that doesn't sleep with a pillow. I sleep like I'm in a coffin. Just lying back. No, I don't. But I don't have a pillow though. And if I have a pillow, it has to be very, very thin because I don't like my neck being upwards. Bruce is complicated. Hey, there must be, James. I get so many people from New York here. I love the Big Apple, you guys, and all my New York friends supporting here. But yeah, James, they really talked about, isn't it odd that not everyone in New York is talking about it? I'm seeing announcements. I'm seeing ads on YouTube while I'm watching videos on YouTube that they're actually talking about that, what to do in case of a nuke. And yeah, like jump in a shower, close your windows and doors, and wait for information. Of course, unless the bomb fell on your head, you're not going to be waiting for anything, but scary stuff. Beautiful moon in Hamilton, Ontario. Hey, Hamilton, Ontario in the house. Thanks a lot, my friends in Hamilton. Other day after work. Love the images, Bruce. Thank you so much. Wait till you see the moon. We got some really good moon. Mark, thanks a lot for doing that. Subscribe to yours. Nice. Thanks a lot, Mark. Darla's been with us for a long time here. She's was literally the first mod, and she was also the first one of the first 1,000 subscribers here when I had opened my channel back in 2016. Next month, guys, it's going to be my 6 years of research done, and I'll be starting my 7th year of research. Already 7 years. It'll be my 3rd year doing it full time. 3rd poor year. Obviously, you must all know that I went from a major drop to a school bus driving salary, which is like $200 a week in Canada. Okay. Unless you get 2, 3, 4 jobs. And I went to an even lower paying salary, but I get to share everything that I'm doing. And I said, well, each year, even if I go up $100 a year, it doesn't matter. I will still hopefully always grow. But it's not. If you go on Social Blade and you look at the views, it's disgusting. Those just arriving to this channel, or even all of you, do you guys know that I get 58,000 views here all month in 30 days of posting every second day or third day, sometimes twice a day? I'm always posting. When I'm not posting here, I'm posting elsewhere on the other channels. And again, I always try to answer everyone's comment, but I can't. And I don't like scrolling down always at the bottom because I miss everyone that's on top, like Gate Smash and everyone. Buku, happy birthday to you. May you be blessed with loving people and good memories of great times. So if Buku just arrived, or if not, well, they hear in the stream that we told them the person happy birthday. The Source Networker in the house. Hello. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate that, my friend. Kimberly in the house. Love your channel on Friday nights. I wear headsets and I start laughter, and everyone just looks at me. And my family's saying, what the hell is she laughing at? And she looked at the video Space Channel. Is he that dumb? Why are you laughing? I try to be dumb. Because if I wasn't dumb, I believe that I'd get less people here. People like the truth, but they also like a little bit of silliness, is what I say. Robots from Boston Electronics or something. Scary stuff. DARPA. The things that they're doing, the things that they're... And here's my concern is that... Thanks, Julie. My concern is that DARPA is obviously being run by... in charge, you guys know this CIA, right? And what's happening is that the CIA is running the states. That's how I see it. There was a coup done on America, and the CIA is infiltrated, and they open frontal organizations and frontal associations, and they also have donations and contributions that are coming into other frontal organizations. It's all money laundering in reality to be able to have control. They made deals with China. I believe that both asshole Trudeau and Joe Biden, which is poor guy, by the way, when you think of he has dementia, it's not really okay that they're leaving that fool there. But I have no respect for him, Biden, because I saw Biden talk about black people, saying that we should put them back in chains. And if you guys want to know where that is and you don't believe me, I will find that link for you. He said that. I mean, it's, very disrespectful, disgraceful. He should be out. But I live in China, and the United States of China now is what's going on, is that they sold off land. Why is China buying land in North Dakota. I know no one's going to believe me. What do you mean, China? Jinping's buying land in North Dakota? Yes. Buying land with Davos, Bill Gates, and everything. They're all in it together, all a bunch of leeches in that together. Right? Bill Gates, for those who don't know, his Bill Gates farm, whatever, the big ass plant that he built was burnt down by very worried, amazing Dutch farmers in the Netherlands, by the way, hold the line, which burnt down the place and refused to accept any New World Order there. So there are some countries that are disagreeing with it. So now you're going to get the war, and you guys just said it. There's a war going on in hiding where people don't know what's going on, but it's huge, not just on Earth, I think in space too. We heard of the Galactic Federation for the first time. Okay, some of you that are into the space even a long time before me, I know that you've heard it before in the day, but still you'll agree with me, it's not something that's common that they talked about the Galactic Federation. They, you know, they didn't necessarily say if there were humans in that Galactic Federation. So Asteroid, I'm going to kiss a fool. Asteroids and meteors in low Earth orbit around Earth are being affected. And of course, the alignments and with the solar maximum, there's the secret. I said it. The sun is going to displace some of those temporary co-orbital objects in lower Earth orbit. And I just hope that it doesn't make those asteroids come closer to Earth and crash down on Earth. Maybe that's why they want to divert some of the asteroids that are coming towards Earth. Apophis, I think it is, or Diformis. I'm not sure the names. So we have China now that's going to be doing a mission to do some tests to deviate by causing massive explosions, to deviate these asteroids to go away from Earth, because obviously their secret space station and secret bases that they have, both the US, Russia, and China, whatever, around Earth, they don't want them to be damaged. And all the secrets and stuff that are going on, imagine if that got hit. You know God's going to cause everything to come out. God's going to send a nice little rock somewhere that goes so close to Earth, it's going to hit a couple of things that China's going to say, what the hell was that there? And they're going to find out, oh, the US had something there, and China had something there. And I think that's what's going to happen. In theory, possibly what's going to happen. Boston Dynamic. I got to thank you guys for stopping by. The incredible support you guys gave. Give this channel. I really appreciate it. Bruce, your computer okay after you smell smoke? Yes, Lisa, it wasn't my computer. It just so happens that it was something outside that smelled like bodies and plastic was burning. It smelled horrible. I don't know what it was. Someone must have been burning something. I'm a little born again Buddhist in the house. Thank you very much for coming by. So much going on. I swear my birthdays are cursed even when I make simple plans. I believe it, ZG. Like going to thrift store and pick out a trinket. Couldn't even do that. Did get some more stuff stolen from me. So at least that's consistent. Unreal, eh? Maybe you're like me. There's that energy in the air. It's me. Everything hits like lightning. When things go bad, they go horribly. When things go good, they go extremely ridiculously better than others, right? So I got the two ends, both the the good and the bad luck that comes by. It takes 3.5 weeks from anywhere in the US to reach Bruce by post. It's yes, that's crazy. And the worst of it, they just stopped opening up my mail now because they were opening everything I was receiving here, not taking anything away, but they were just opening up everything and looking into everything. And I really didn't understand why they were doing that. Mark, so do I. It's the best. It's like wiping your arse with silk. Love that line from Matrix. Hey, I hadn't heard that because, of course, I didn't even watch The Matrix. I'm so Police Academy 4 and Star Wars in the 80s with my dad before he died. That was it, right? And that's funny. My dad, before he died, he brought me to see Star Wars. And now I'm with the Force. No, I love swearing in French. Says it's like wiping your arse with silk. It is. Um, it's relieving. It's much more relieving swearing in French. You can really insult someone with the French. But yeah, that's a good one. On est Québec Astronomie, demain, 13h, chaîne française. Puis merci pour mes amis français, c'est où ce que je vais être demain, samedi. Exactement, 13h, heure de Montréal, heure de l'Est. For those that are curious, I have a French channel and I will be streaming on Avenue Quebec Astronomy. That's the name of my French channel. If you have French friends that don't know about what's going on the moon and don't believe in UFOs, because my channel really is good. Somebody commented that this morning, yesterday, last night. I'm sorry. Said, Bruce, I love your channel because all his friends or her friends, I think it was his friends, don't believe in UFOs. So when he shows the lights that are on the moon, they fight because it has to be something. And even the guys that don't believe in the UFOs now are wondering what the hell it is. So they so it's a win-win situation when you look at it. Guys, it's already 3:00. I do want to come back on afterwards. It's getting a little hot now. I have to go. Tomorrow I will be cutting the grass. So today I'm going to keep the streams. See, I let the house get horribly dirty here. Outside, the grass is growing along so that I can do these videos and take care of my community. So if you appreciate that, the thumbs up, you're already giving back so much to the channel. If you're watching the videos too, you're really giving back to the channel, and I really appreciate it. Have an unbirthday, so you have a great day. Love you. Is ZG birthday too? Carmen Payne, thanks for being here. James, thanks. Zelensky, hey bro, great work. As always, imagine robot cops running around. Yes, and it's gonna come to that, man. Running around with that Sophia things head on. Yeah, crazy. It can shoot you. It has hydraulic strength of backhoe transformer cops. Scary stuff. Like the military. You see that? They have their suits. It's on the arms and the legs. They can carry stuff, and it's like it holds the weight for them. That's pretty cool. Watch Women of the Dragon. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. Grip Ripper, thanks so much. What's the chances that one of the kids from Zimbabwe featured in the UFO aerial school incident lives locally to me? Just found out. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Wow. It's definitely some people I would want to drive around and interview around here. Mark Bauer, I'm so happy to hear you say that. And again, I have respect for everyone here. And it's not because somebody likes Russia or doesn't like the other one or likes the other one that they're dumb. It's that we don't know exactly what's going on. But what you said there is exactly what I believe and I know is a fact, that both Uke and Rush, they both are WEF fools, and they're still hurting civilians. So I'm really upset about that. We know there were labs in Uke. And those labs, and it wasn't 2 or 3 labs. I heard 80 plus or something like that. Don't depend on, it's again, not a confirmation. We just heard it through the grapevine. It was actually in California. Sunshine, where I heard it actually. ZG again, Grips Ripper. Thanks you guys for being here. Absolutely amazing. Aldora's in the house. And Lisa, maybe it's, if you send something, it could be that it's in, because I'm only going to go tomorrow morning. I will deliberately go to see it the mail. So even if I don't do a stream, I will see you, Lisa, in the comment section. I promise you won't even have to run after me. I'll go tell you exactly if I get something in. And again, Sylvie K, if she's here, I think she's from the French channel. I'll have to thank her in French. Thank you so much for the coffee warmer. I mean, that's wow. I'm trying to learn French at the moment, but I can teach you French. Aldora Dorota, I can teach you French full time if you want, free. I'll give you some tips. But only been using YouTube videos. Yes, I can now say hello and ask, how are you? And also exactly respond while talking about the weather. I'm really enjoying it. It is fun. It is absolutely fun. Um, like I said, you can come here. I could teach you a sentence a day. If you're like me, that's how I learn Spanish. I go in the Spanish language and I try to learn something new every day. I mean, you say it once, right? Hola, bienvenido a mi canal de investigación. Then you wake up the next day and you forget what it's saying. Welcome to my investigation channel. So I learn little sentences and I try to expand on it. But what happens is I get comments back from people in other languages. Go, oh, I mean, whoa! I don't understand what you're saying, my friend. Google Translation is another way to learn, by the way. There's an audio when you go on Google Translate where they can pronounce how to say the word. You got to be careful. Sometimes the words aren't properly pronounced, but most often they do the proper pronunciation. The hardest language I've had so far, I started Chinese and Mandarin this year, which I'm definitely going to bring my first Mandarin video out in a couple of months. Taki ni hao. Wait till I get out there. I'm so excited. It'll be funny. It'll be fun. Do you know how many languages are in Nepal? In Nepal, there's approximately 120 to 140 languages, and they're all different from one another, and nobody understands each other in Nepal. There's one language. You go up into the mountains, there's another language. Go up higher in the mountains, there's another language. But it's really awesome. Russian language and Chinese, for me, is the absolute freaking hardest. German's not the hardest, but German and with a name like Bruce Schwartz, I have German blood, but on my father's side. But I'll tell you what, when I'm speaking German, I always ask myself if the words are real. I said, it can't be that. It can't be Turpenpoffen. No way it's Turpenpoffen. You look it up, you go, Turpenpoffen. Okay, it's whatever. It's the accents, that are so hard when you're talking another language. If you don't have the accent down pat, even someone in that language is not going to understand how you talk. But oh yes, fair, absolutely. Kimberly Rupp and everyone else, the ones that I did miss your comments, I'm really sorry for doing so. I hope you come back to the next stream also. And we had a lot of fun today. Thanks for the generous contributions also, everybody. Great help here. Crimson Drums. Hi, man. Sorry I missed you, brother. I thought you weren't doing a stream tonight. I was lost. Oh, no, I'm definitely doing a stream tonight. Yeah. Tonight too, 8 o'clock. And I've been doing some other streams. So, yeah, I've never, hey, you know what? Watch Woman of the Dragon. I've heard so much black stuff this year. I'm studying black matter. We hear about black lives. We hear about the whites and the blacks. Now they're talking about black holes. Try to get the moon outside, but it's always black sky. Terms, crazy terms. Yeah, Oliver, absolutely. Hey, James, I don't know, brother. You shouldn't be highlighted. Sometimes they're highlighted, or maybe it's because I shared. Like right now, I'm sharing your post. That's a little odd. I don't know why you would see a highlight in orange. Thanks, Darley, for being here. Burns says holographic sky advertising. Yeah, hey, man. Yes, it is coming. Our skies will look very different in the future. You're absolutely right about that. There will be advertising. I can just see the planes going by watching Seinfeld episode, That's going to get that crazy, guys. It's going to really get that crazy. Kenneth, thanks for being here. Carly, Simon, the Stats, Darla, Charlene, Radio, Ferrer, Darla, Romain, Clavaron. À demain, mon frère, si on a une chance, on va parler de beaucoup de choses. On va parler demain des objets, des astéroïdes, des météores et des objets qui sont alentour dans l'atmosphère, alentour de la Terre, qui sont en train d'en parler, qui ont trouvé en 2020 et qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de personnes qui parlent de ça, puis on va en parler demain. Nuclear Putin will never drop a nuke first. More fear tactics from our own gov. Yes, exactly. And of course, Russia, well, they're playing the right game. Like those people on the island that they said they supposedly blasted the whole island, killed everyone on the island. They didn't. They stopped. They went and got the people, got them up on their ship, and then they bombed the island. It's tactics, war tactics, little jokes that they give themselves. While I'm worried about one thing: Americans, people in France, Mexican, Spanish-speaking people, both in the States and in Mexico, all around the world, from Portugal all the way. I don't think there's any country that's not having problems with the gas prices that are up, except if you go to Mexico. If you go to Mexico, it's like $3 a liter. No problem, Mexico. $3 a liter. Thanks, Charlene. I appreciate that. Thanks again, Julian Floyd, for that amazing shirt. I did try it on. Like I said, my gut was a bit too big, but it was cool. Space rock. Just thoughtful, extra thoughtful stuff that they always do. And I can't thank you all enough for being here. There was a lot of people here today. Oh, look, the pornling's back. Hey, love chats. Best adult dating sites. Big boobed Barbara. Let's go see. No, she's gone. Okay. Bobana. The Pan Stars comment, and not porn stars. The Pan Stars should be visible somewhere around the moon. Yes, that's true. Thanks for sharing that, Bobana. Are we in slow-mo? No. I was completely in fast motion, but when I get links like that, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links. It's Penny Bunny. I didn't want to say it, but I know it's her. And I promised Penny every time that she stops by, I'll keep mentioning it. Bruce, you have some of the best photos of the moon. They're real. Thanks a lot, Radio. I appreciate it. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. I was hoping that people thought they were nice images. The images I see on YouTube are shit. I'm sorry. Little gray moon makes me laugh when the moon is completely colorful, and everyone can do it. It's the worst of it. They are real. From one man, look what NASA gives us with these $1 trillion spent. Great work, bud. Thank you so much, man. It's true. It's true, eh? When they spend the money like that, it's so sad. Nola. You purchased a certified meteorite? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you mean like a piece there. Yeah, like some people can do that, and you get certified. You get the paper of authenticity with it. That is freaking cool. That is really cool. I have Crazy Penguin that had given me a beautiful gift probably 5-6 years ago, and it was a meteor fragment that looks like a rainbow. It looks like when you heat up metal and it's the rainbow color occurs from heat on metal. It's all these little slits of it, little clips, fragments that are all inside of a little window. And that was a nice gift that I was able to get back from him. But I did try to look at some meteorite pieces online, and they're pretty expensive, eh? Like if you want to get yourself a nice piece like that of a real meteorite that landed, you pay anywhere from a couple of hundreds to a couple of thousands of dollars too. I can't wait to see it. You have to make a video about that, you guys. Carly, Simon, thank you for being here, guys. Yes, Burn. They got the trolls, as they always do. Sorry about that, Gabber. Wow, man. Yeah, say it. YouTube sucks sometimes, Gabber. Beast TV. Can you ask Bruce if he needs an iPhone XR? Someone gave me a brand new one and send me. Well, no, but you are so amazing, Lisa. I don't even use phones, eh? I don't even use phones because they don't work with me. Cell phones don't work. My hand doesn't work. I can't touch it. I have to use a special pencil. My fingers don't work on phones. And you know how I can text? I can text by hovering my hand over the screen. All the numbers go. And I believe people are born, and something happens to certain people that it's magnetic related, something that we don't know. I don't know if it's a chromosome or gene or whatnot, an extra cell or a cell less. For some reason, some people are acting differently around energy and have problems as compared to some other people, without saying that it's because we're prophets or something, or that we are chosen ones, right? Some people have a strong energy. Some people are opened up to that energy, right? Children are very intuitive. That's often why I believe that children have, not for me, but thank you so much, Lisa, for that offer. That's beautiful. Oh, that too. But anyways, guys, if you're throwing it out, sure. But honestly, I'm not going to say a word about it. I hadn't thought about the prepaid one. Maybe I have an emergency one. The one I have here, which I don't have anymore, I had given to my son because I wasn't able to get it to work. But I don't know. Yes, those damn stones. I can't wait till they talk more about it. They're doing an investigation, eh? Big open investigation of the Georgia Guidestones. Just a few more subs, and we will be calling you Brewster's Millions. Oh, that'd be cool. Like the film. Oh God. That's true. I wonder if I'll ever get to there. Brewster's Millions. How he made a fortune. Yeah. Oh, yes. Planet Demic. Well said. Watch Women of the Dragon. And that was at 2:13. Sorry, guys. I guess I wasn't able to see everybody. Next stream, I will remain at the bottom and try to get everyone's. It's literally impossible to answer everyone's comments, probably. But I sure as hell like trying. I wonder if the Earth rocks that fall off of the rockets we send to the moon are worth anything or collected by the habitants there. That is a very good one. There are some rocks, like the rocks that they brought back from the moon. You can't buy a moon rock. They say you can. You could buy a moon rock, but it's not from the moon. It's actually called a moon rock. And I've looked up online to try to find some dust, moon dust, and all that. It's totally illegal. NASA's out there trying to pick shit up, all that stuff up, but remains very interesting. I call it guardian angel, not angel, angle. Yes. Oh yes, Mark. I had a little bit of fun with somebody that said that. They said, Bruce, I see angles. And I said, you see angles? And I said, what, 90-degree angles, 180 degrees? They meant angels, and they weren't very happy that I'd laughed at them. Hammer the smash. No, hammer time. Smash that like button for the host. I love you, Darla. Love you guys so much for this amazing support that you guys give. And yeah, I'm saving up for equipment. If ever you have some extra money, well, the donation links are on each video in the description. You can scroll down and you see the fundraiser for the telescope is not money that I have access to. In a way I could, but I don't. But the donations here, like you've been doing, and contributions, the thank you button on the videos, well, the revenue comes at the end of the month at least, and it gives me a lot of help. So again, don't change anything you're all doing, and I thank you so much. Thanks, Gabber. Lisa says it was a friend who watches when she's over my house. She brought it over to me. You rock, Lisa. And I'll keep you posted, Lisa, about anything coming in. You guys, I will be at the mail tomorrow, and thanks so much if anything was sent. And the shadow, I also remember when the baby shadow decided to enter me when I was getting so high on LSD. Oh, it's interesting. Ampeth and cannabis resin bongs. Okay, so you were tripping, right? Having a trip, regular high. A lot of people will look down upon that, but not me. It's a little bit of marijuana. The LSD, like I said, I don't even think I'd ever talked about it to my son, but I had one attempt of trying it, and Mark, it was like a medicine, and it opened up all of the portals around me. And I swear to God, when I said I should be swearing to God, but that's what happened when I tried that. The portals never left. I can see all around me. And a lot of people have problems with that. What do you mean, Bruce? I like what you said the other day, but when you say you see portals around you, does it mean like right now while you're sitting there talking to us that you actually see a doorway open? No, 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 no. It's a feeling. And like astral traveling, a lot of you tell me that you travel. Me, it's not something that was intentional. It's something I learned about because I was leaving my body when I was young, and I was traveling around apartments and town and whatever. I learned of astral traveling and spirituality and portals and all that because I have access to them, and it's just something that happens. Um, I'll tell you what, if those of you that have guardian angels, when you get in accidents, I saw mine appear and it saved me, and it's fucking real. I'm telling you, it's not everybody that is telling the truth when they talk about that, because it's very like, who doesn't want somebody listen to a story that's a unique story that it doesn't happen to many people, and then everyone's all valorizing you. Wow, Bruce, you're the king of ghost stories. It's not about that, but it's about trying to share some of the things that happened to me. I saw some things that I think the best way to put it is that it defies reality. It defies the laws of physics and stuff. The things that I saw make no sense, and it would not be real in science, like seeing a shadow moving when you don't have to scream at me very hard to tell me, Bruce, it's a freaking reflection. The shadow is not there. It's an optical illusion. It's just a shadow, right? Well, I'm telling you, there's something to the shadows. And me, with light and darkness, is where the is how you can see portals. If you want to see a portal in the middle of the day, you're gonna have to use darkness. If you want to see a portal in the middle of the night, you're gonna have to use brightness. Same way to see the surface of the moon. I believe portals exist. Is that what they're trying to time travel through? Possibly, but it must be something else. I can only imagine traveling through time and literally seeing entities all around you in that second or couple of minutes that you're traveling through different dimensions. It just remains so interesting. And I think that's enough jibber jabbering, babbling, as I'm always doing, but I had a lot of fun today, you guys. Love you all so much for the amazing support you give this channel. And for each and every one of you that I missed, I'm very sorry. And I'll be back on at 8 o'clock tonight. And I'm going to be working on the moon video. And tomorrow there's a stream on the French channel. We'll be back here at 8 o'clock. Sally Burleson, thank you very much. From West Tennessee. Welcome, Sally. Thank you very much. Yeah. Mark, sorry, you guys, for just seeing these later. Went to hit the like button. I was the only one to hit the like button. That's another thing, Lisa. You see, when you came to my channel and you were the only one that commented, comments are being pulled off of the channel. I know I got so many thousands of likes these past few streams, but I don't get any comments. A bit odd when you think of it, eh? Well, that just goes to show the amount of people that come here that like the videos, and that maybe their comments disappear or whatnot. I don't know. Right. Love you guys. And I'll be here at 8 o'clock. It's 3:30 right here now. So in 5.5 hours, I'll be back on. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for everything, everyone.